Hello there, friend. I'm Undercover. I'm going to talk about my experience regarding bullying. For some reason, whenever I get a deeper connection with another person and I hear about their life experience so far, I'm always surprised to hear if they tell me that they didn't get bullied before. Why? Because for me, that was a daily occurrence. At least when I was in 1st to 4th grade, and I couldn't really imagine that someone can grow up without that experience. Some might say that it couldn't have been that bad, after all I was just a child, but honestly, children can be just as cruel as teenagers or adults when it comes to hurting another person. You see, I come from a family which isn't from a bloodline that came from top models, I won't lie, and therefore I was a bit more chubbier than the rest of the kids. To add to it, I was also the tallest in my class, even among the boys, and on top of that, a very sensitive little girl, so I was an excellent target for some of my classmates. Looking back on it, I really don't understand the purpose as of why my classmates like to pick on me due to external factors alone. It is known that in most cases, bullying is basically a power play between the strongest and the weakest, where the strongest bullies the weakest to hide their own insecurities or problems and feel better about themselves. The girls who bullied me the most did not have any problems or insecurities though, at least to my knowledge. They were the most beautiful girls in the class, they commonly did sports where they excelled every time, they had a supportive family with loving parents, they were rich, and whatever more you can imagine. They had everything, but they still felt the need to inflict deep scars on me that I'm still trying to heal from after all these years. They were the reason that I had a time where I woke up every school day terrified. They also liked to spread rumors about me, and whenever the rare moment occurred where they didn't bully me directly and just talk to me, they were always rather condescending. I feel like they just did it for the hell of it, and this was tough to realize. I find the whole concept of this type of bullying rather strange. Why would you vocally or physically hurt someone else who did not even hurt you before? If you do it for the enjoyment alone, then unfortunately there is something seriously wrong with you, spiritually or mentally. I believe that humans have evil in them, yes, but I also believe that this life isn't long enough for you to spend it in such hate. It's not good for either parties at all. What I find the most disgusting though is this. When a person sees the bullying take place and would have the strength, resources, or even power to intervene, but they decide not to do it. To top it all off, maybe they even encourage it with their ignorance. That's what's unforgivable to me. I'm bringing this up because this was my teacher. She actively saw how the other girls hurt me, but she didn't do anything. Even worse, sometimes I was the bad guy when I tried to stand up for myself and try to search for solutions. You also have to be a specific kind of monster to tell a little child that she should stop doing these solutions to reduce the bullying because everybody knew about it anyway. Fortunately though, I also had supportive parents who were trying to fight for me all the time, and they even spoke to the bully's parents without too much luck. But I appreciate it. It still gave me a sense of comfort that they cared, and I'm grateful for that. Anyway, as the years went by, we got different teachers, and I guess those girls also matured enough to stop 99% of the bullying. I assume they grew tired because I was always giving the same reactions, which was crying, and maybe that was boring. Whatever the case, I am very much sure that they would not even remember half of the events I bring up if we ever met again. For them, that was another Tuesday in their childhood, and that's what still makes me angry. Bullies usually do not get reprimands in their life. People say that karma will get them or God will punish them, but I feel like that's not the case with bullies. Nevertheless, I agree with it to some extent though. If the payback doesn't happen directly to them, then it usually does to a loved one they are very close to. Unfortunately, I'd be lying if I said that I forgave them. It's a process I'm still trying to work on, but I feel like most of those who were bullied and watching this video share my sentiment. We are human, and we are highly emotional beings. I don't believe in fully forgiving because of our nature though, Personally, I am more on the half forgiving, half letting it go side. Because what else can you do? You can of course plan revenge, think about the scenarios again, and imagine protecting yourself better, but really, is this worth to tear up an old wound again? If you can't forgive, you don't need to forget, and actually, don't ever forget, because although that bullying is never good in any circumstances, it still shapes you into who you are today. Maybe without that experience, you would miss a key quality in your person that makes you someone who is better. Once again, I'm not saying that people deserve to be bullied, and it's bad if it happened to you. I'm just saying that it would hurt less if you thought about it in another light, like this. If you are currently being bullied though, I would also like to give some suggestions to that. I firmly believe that even speaking about it greatly elevates the pain. If you have a trusted family member or teacher, or even your pet, then talking to them about your frustrations can greatly suit you. Writing them down for yourself is also good. If it helps you, are open to also write it down under this video. I won't promise that I will react to it because I'm not a trained professional, and I don't want to make matters worse for you, but it's still a way of you being heard out. Also, if you have the way and resources to do so, then you should definitely get out of the environment where they're trying to hurt you. I am aware that not many can do that due to obvious circumstances, but if you do have a way, then you should definitely do it. These people do not matter as much as your mental health. And I also want you to remember that this won't be like this forever. Sure, you'll meet people who won't like you and they'll do things that will remind you of bullying, but it won't always be the same. Life is an ongoing event for everyone, and that includes you. You matter, and you should cherish yourself for being you and being here. That's it. See you soon.